Do, do, do. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Muse. I'm Hopper. So today I titled this, Wow, Squirrel Moment. How do you know if you have toxic friends? Guys, it seems so hard when you're in the situation, but really it's not that difficult to figure this one out. So, how do you know if you have toxic friends? Super simple. You have a friend who calls, complain all the time, never has anything positive to say, and wants to put down everything you have to say, whether it's good or bad. They're toxic. So if you have a friend that calls up and just says, "Oh, this and that, and my back hurts, and I don't feel like doing anything, and blah blah blah," that might just be a friend venting. So that's when you need to say, well, let's find the good in that. If they cannot find good in anything, that means they are a dweller. They want to dwell on the negativity. They want to dwell on the poor me, nothing's good in my life. That's toxic. If you have that person that every time you come to them and you say something like, man, I've got to chill today. I can't get rid of it. And they say something to you like, well, that's all you ever do is complain. They're toxic. Unless, of course, that is all you do is complain. It might be you that's toxic. I don't know. Think about it for a minute. So when you want to call and vent with a friend, you go back and forth, and you can talk to each other. Like I stated yesterday when I called my friend, and I can say one thing, she can say another, and we're both venting and we keep going back and forth, not even on the same conversation. And then all of a sudden we come back and go, oh yeah, this and this and this and this and this and this. And we always have encouragement to each other, and we always catch up on each other's stuff, and we always end up having a solution usually before we even get the conversation over with. That is not toxic. That is lifting each other up and being encouraging and uh, being a good person. But when you have that person that doesn't have a solution to their problem, that's all they want to do is complain. um, It's toxic. You can't be around negativity all the time if that's all you hear is the negative garbage going in your head. And what happens sometimes is you start, you start altering, going, oh, yeah, that is pretty crappy. Oh, well, yeah, that stinks. And then you start becoming more like them. And then you can't find the positive and stuff because now your mood's just been altered. You're just in a crappy mood because this person is just sucking the life out of you. So, my encouragement to you is going to be when somebody starts complaining, just say, hey, I'm on this new trend. There's this new trend happening where when people complain, it's good. You can go ahead and complain, but you have to have a solution for every single thing you complain about. So, I'm in that challenge. So anybody that talks to me has to tell me a solution to their problem. There's also boundaries. Like sometimes we don't know where the toxicity, like we've been in it for so long, we don't know where the toxicity is. We have to take a look at ourselves. First and foremost, look at yourself. Is what I'm doing and saying being toxic? I've noticed that the thing we complain about in somebody the most is typically something that we are guilty of. We don't know that we don't like it when it's within us, but we see somebody else doing it, and we're like, I can't believe that girl does that all the time. Oh my gosh, that is so annoying. Why does she keep doing that?" And then somebody may point out to you, you do the exact same thing. So take a good look at yourself. Is what I'm saying being positive? Am I using conscious language to lift myself up? Am I saying that, man, I really hope it doesn't rain tomorrow. It's going to be so cold. It's going to be 10 degrees colder. It's just going to be crappy out. Or am I saying, oh, tomorrow's supposed to be cold out. I better enjoy every minute of today and just soak it all in and feel that sun on my face and enjoy it because tomorrow the weather's not going to be so good, which means I'll be able to stay in the house and clean and it won't bother me because I won't be missing any nice weather. See the difference there? It's perception. It's, do you choose to be positive or do you choose to be negative? Now, when you start doing this and you start implementing this in your life, I can tell you right now, you're going to lose a lot of friends. I lost my best friend, who I thought was my best friend. One of my best friends. I had a lot of best friends. I don't even know why I use that term. But the more positive and the more Christ-like I became, she found every excuse and told everybody in the world every excuse and reason why she just couldn't be friends with me. She couldn't deal with that. And in reality, it had nothing to do with any of those because that's exactly how I've been. And the only difference is that I started saying, let's find a positive in that. There's something good in that. Let's find a positive in it. And they couldn't handle it. And so they used all the excuses why they don't want to be friends with me anymore. But you know what? I still look and go, man, I miss talking to her. But why did I miss her? I missed her because we all kind of crave the negativity a little bit. We all like to just complain and moan because it's just easier getting it off our chest, right? But I noticed without that feed, that it's becoming more of a habit to look at the positive and find the good, which is an absolutely amazing thing because things are so much better. So, where do you cross that line? If you follow these steps, more than likely they're going to remove themselves. But if they don't and they just keep coming at you and keep coming at you, you have to be willing to be alone. Not long term. Here's what I mean. Excuse me. If you have that negative person always coming by, always causing problems, you have to draw a line. You have to give a boundary. That boundary needs to be, hey, and you can blame yourself. It may even be partly true, but you can blame yourself. You can just say, look, I know that I am sometimes a horribly negative person, and I am really working hard at my conscious language and starting to be positive in everything I do because God has blessed me with so much. And I'm not doing our Father justice by complaining about the things He may actually be protecting me from. So I am not going to complain anymore as much as possible. So if you could do me a favor and if you see me complaining about something, ask me to give you a positive in that situation. But also, I have to be upfront with you and let you know that if you're complaining, you'll pull me back into that. So I'm going to draw the line and I'm going to ask you to give me a positive. And if you can't, then I'm going to have to step back until I'm strong in this. Okay. Just need to let you know that. I'm just going to step away and keep you at a distance. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean that I don't care about you. It doesn't mean I'm not praying for you. It means that I need to heal and I need to stop being negative. So I will have to back away. You understand that, right? See the difference in that? Excuse me. You can take the blame because ultimately we all do complain. So it's not really taking the blame as a lie. We are working on ourselves. We're trying to make ourselves better. We're trying to become what we are intended to be, our purpose on this earth. And if someone just keeps coming at you, keep coming at you, just seriously, as bold as I am, and they did not listen to me and they just kept coming at me and kept at me, here's exactly what I would do, but it's because I'm bold. I just smile at them. I'd go up and I'd just give them the biggest, warmest hug. And I'd say, I love you. And then I'd release them and say, but we're done here. If you decide you want to have a better life and live more positive, then get a hold of me. Until then, I'm going to love you from afar. And I would walk away. Seriously. The friend that I talk with every morning, I have a girlfriend that I talk to every single morning, except for the weekends. We actually take the weekends off too, which is really crazy. It's almost like it's almost like on our business days, we lift each other up, we encourage each other. The same one we talk back and forth to. It's hysterical. Like we should record one of our conversations one time. Y'all would be like, "What's happening? What's going on here?" It's really comical. But sometimes I have to stop. I actually had to call her one day and I said, "Hey, I need to apologize to you." And she said, "Okay, what for?" And I said, "You've been telling me and venting to me about X, Y, and Z. And instead of me lifting you up, I started reflecting on the same thing I went through many years ago and started reliving that and feeling that. And I started encouraging your negativity. Instead of letting you vent and give a positive, I was encouraging it and talking with you instead of lifting you. And so I apologize for that." And she said, "Thank you. I really appreciate that." And I said, "I'll try to be a better friend and try to be more of the person that we expect each other to be." But that's the kind of friend we are. She accepted my apology. I don't even know. I mean, I'm sure she knew that I was doing that, but I also know that she knew it came from a place of past hurt. But she never said anything to me because when it got to a certain point, we changed the subject. And our subjects changed so fast. I don't think she ever really got to point it out to me. But that's the kind of friend she is. That's the kind of friend we need. We need to find somebody, link arms with them, and work on this stuff together so you have a buddy system. And if you don't have that kind of person in your life that's going to give you the positivity and the uplifting you need and to encourage your mindset change, reach out to me. Get on Heart's Discernment. Private message me. I will link arms with you because the only way we can get rid of the toxic friends is if we put up a boundary and become less toxic ourselves. That's how you get rid of toxicity. That's how you know a toxic friend. And that's what's going to change the world. There are so many things that people say, change the world, do this, change the world, show peace and love. Absolutely. But what does that mean? Nobody says what that means. And you can change one life at a time. Like I can go to my neighbor and love on her, and then I can go to the next neighbor. It's going to take forever for me to do that. But if we build a community and lift each other up and love each other and get rid of the toxic people, I don't care if it's a group of 100 people. If there's nothing toxic in there, that's your safe place. You get out in the world and you start seeing the toxic and you show them your smile and you give them your love and they start creeping into your soul. Run back into that community and say, "Come on, fill me up. I got some toxic all over me. Give me a bath and let us lift you." That's what you need. The only way to get rid of toxicity is by recognizing it, healing yourself, get rid of your own toxicity, but you cannot do it alone. You have to change your mindset. You have to have lifters. You have to have people who love you. You have to have people that aren't afraid to say, "Wait, I love you, but your toxicity is smelling it so bad today." because it's coming from a place of love, it can't be offensive. If people would do everything out of love, there would be nobody getting offended in the world. Then again, some of the people getting offended are the ones that have so much toxicity in themselves that they have to be offended because they're just oozing out with toxic. And what do when you're toxic? You complain. So let's make the world a better place. Lock arms, be positive, and draw those lines. Put up those boundaries. Hey, and let me tell you a little secret. There's going to be some people that absolutely don't like you because of it, and that get offended and walk away when you put that line in the sand. They're not really your friends. You can't lose a true friend. You can lose somebody who needs you for their benefit. But a true friend, you can't lose because they're going to love you no matter what. And guess what? I'm your friend. I love you. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 9:30, right here on the Morning Muse. If you haven't checked out Heart's Discernment yet, did I say that correctly? Heart's Discernment? Check out the Facebook group. I think you'll enjoy yourself. Have a good day.